Hello friends, I hope you all are having a great day. I was not planning to record a video today, but as I was printing my shipping labels, I figured why not just record this. I still want to do the Q&A video while I get some of my shoes that I need to get photographed, but that one takes me a little bit more prep work, finding the questions, getting all the shoes ready, getting my office cleaned up and ready to be filmed in. So that one I am going to plan to do sometime next week, but yeah, for now this is just an easier video for me. I know a lot of you guys like what sold, so let's just jump right in. I did want to first thank Diana and Debbie for buying me some coffees. Thank you guys so much. And Debbie also bought a item from me, which are these little donut socks. So I got these from the bins. Debbie purchased them for $11.96. So thank you so much, Debbie. And again, thank you, Diana, for those coffees. And then I have a bundle sale also going out to Debbie, a different Debbie. So thank you so much, Debbie. I did not write the individual amounts of the items, but this bundle of 4 items, all the items are from the bins. Debbie paid $63.38 plus shipping. So this is a soft surroundings women's, just like gauzy top. Got an Old Navy just cap sleeve t-shirt. This is so cute. I don't know the brand, Beachley and Goldfish Kiss. It says Tropical Vibes. Just a cute little knit sweater with an embroidery. And this is a loft dress. So as I'm looking at all these items, I feel like I bought all these to try on and they just didn't work for me. So Debbie, I hope you love them and I hope they work for you because they're all so cute. So thank you again, Debbie. All right, and then I did notice as I was sorting my labels by sides here that there's a pretty even split between here, there, and there. So let's obviously start here like usual. In FL, a couple of these sales, if you watch my reels, you've probably already seen because I made the reel yesterday and there was no shipping yesterday, so I just hadn't shipped them yet. So one of them is this Karen Scott t-shirt. It is from the bins. It sold for $15.96 on eBay. That's a brand I only pick up if it's new with tag, and at the bins it's not like a brand I'm looking for specifically. Okay, EP. This is also a brand I'm not necessarily looking for. It's Robert Barracat, I'm not sure. This is from the bins. I just thought it was a nice looking shirt. It's a button up, but it's knit. So I figured, you know, I'm paying $1 or $2 for it. Why not? It did sell for $19.96 plus ship, so not too bad. It did not sell quickly though. Which I'm okay with. But if you're looking for like fast sell through stuff, that I would not put that one at the top of your list. The Karen Scott one actually did sell fast. That sold in like a day or two, which I was surprised. All right, EF. This is the brand Carved Designs. I don't know if you can see the logo. It's almost like a little leaf flower thing. Anyways, this is from the bins. It's just a pair of board shorts. These, like this brand used to sell so well and so quickly. It definitely doesn't anymore. So I usually grab it at the bins, but not so much at a regular thrift store. Somebody offered me 20 on these. I thought that was great. That was on Poshmark. Okay, EM. This is a Duluth Trading Co. Just very basic men's shirt. The only reason I bought this was because it was new with tag and it was a 2X. So Duluth men's plus size does really, really well for me. I did pay $3.99 for this at a regular Goodwill. It sold for $18 on Posh, so I'm about making a $10 profit, which is right where I like to be. All right, and now we're headed over here to GE. This Columbia PFG shirt sold really fast, like I want to say within a day or so of being listed. It's from the bins. It sold for $24.95 plus shipping, which I think is great. This sold while, like you guys know how I always am running a sale in my eBay store, usually anywhere from 15 to like 40% off. So my sale had lapsed, so this sold like right before I turned on a new sale, which I thought was great. So yeah, that means it sold for my full list price. right, GD. Another brand I will pick up at the bins if it's new with tag, otherwise it's usually a pass. This is Dockers. It's just a new with tag basic blue shirt. Again, it was a plus size though. I really like men's, just larger sizes. They just sell quickly usually, which this did. It sold for $14.96 on eBay. Okay, GF. This one I thought would sell quicker, but I think I just slightly overpriced it a little bit too much to begin with. But I'm excited to keep an eye out for this brand because the amount it sold for was great. The brand is Wool and Print, so this is my first time selling it. But when I touched it at the thrift, I was like, well, wool, obviously. It reminded me of like a smart wool polo, something like that. And all these like wool base layer type things usually do pretty well, which this did. I paid $5.99. It did take a few months, but it sold for $39.96 plus ship. I think if I priced it more, so that's with my sale running, so I think I priced it at $50. If I would have priced it at $40 to begin with, I think it would have sold within like a week or so. So sometimes your pricing really does have to do with what's selling and what's not. On our California trip next month, I keep debating if I'm working or not working, stuff like that. I think at least I'm gonna work a little bit in the car. If Chris is driving, why not do something? The kids are gonna be playing their game in the back, like their video games. So if I can do a little bit of work, I'm gonna do that. And I think my plan is gonna be to do just like dropping prices on stuff on eBay, stuff that's been listed for a while. Cause yeah, a lot of times in the beginning when I list an item, I always check comps like as I'm listing, but then sometimes depending on how many are listed, if there's not many, I'll put mine kind of high, like if it's the only one. So but if it's been 3+ months and it hasn't sold or has any watchers or any interest, then I need to drop the price. So I think that's what I'm gonna do when we head to California. And then someone on Facebook recently asked what I'm gonna do as far as if I'm putting my stores on vacation or not. And I think I've decided on eBay at least, I'm gonna just do, I think it's called time away, where I just extend my handling time. We're probably gonna be gone around 2 weeks total. So it's gonna be a long handling time. I'm gonna probably do like 18 days to start. And then yeah, Posh, you have to ship within 7 days. So I'm not going to put my Poshmark store back on probably until just a couple days before we are getting back. So I think that's my plan as of right now, but we're not leaving for another month or so. So we'll see. I might change by the time we actually get going. As much as I should probably just turn it all off, I really do want to come back to some sales, some money, some stuff to ship, I just want to get back in a routine right when we get back. So I do think I'm going to at least keep it on for that reason. This is the brand Splendid. It's just like a new with tag cardigan I found at the bins. This sold for $18.19 on eBay. All right, and the rest of the sales are going to be in the last row. I'm headed to DM. This sold quickly. I love this brand. It doesn't always sell for a ton, but it does usually sell quickly for me. The brand is Outdoor Research. This is just a men's flannel I found at the bins recently, and it sold for $21.56. Okay, BE. This is a pair of Crocs sandals. I think I got these for $10 recently. You probably saw me in one of the recent videos. They sold for $23.96, but quickly. So that's about just doubling my money, which is perfectly fine with me when I'm doing shoes. I actually stopped at a Goodwill just before I came. I wish I would have brought them down so I could show you, but I'm also making a reel today, so you might see them in that reel. Anyways, it was just like 5 pairs of shoes. None of them are going to be like amazing flips, but I went into the store for 10 minutes, came out with 5 pairs of shoes that are all going to profit me minimum $10 and should flip quickly. So yeah, 10 into 23, I'm perfectly fine with that. All right, DK. This is a Time and True hoodie. I think I referenced this in my last haul video saying I sold a hoodie for $13. So that's this one. It is from the bins. Time and True is just a brand, so I think that's great. $13 on a Walmart brand. I'm happy. Box Y. A pair of Mephisto sandals. These have been returned to me, so they sold on eBay, got returned for fit, so you know, I'm not out anything. The buyer had to pay shipping both ways. I just got them relisted. They sold again in less than 30 days after that. I don't remember what they sold for the first time, but this time they sold for $40 plus shipping, and I did get these from the bins. So I think that's great. Hopefully they fit this time to the person that's buying them. All right, CA. This is Kirkland, so Costco brand, just a pair of like nice performance stretch pants from the bins. These sold on eBay, $14.35. DI. This item took a while to sell. I can't remember how much, but several months, but it sold for a good amount, so I'm happy I grabbed them. This is Fabletics New at Tech shorts, like a women's plus size. I paid $5 at a regular thrift store. They sold for $38. Somebody offered me on Posh, so I'm very happy with that. All right, last sale, and this is the best sale, but also one that you've probably seen if you watch my short form content. This is the brand International Baggies. I've never heard of it. I just saw these in the bins and I was like, that's a crazy print. I'm gonna go look at those. And surprisingly, they were in such good shape, and like the elastic waist and everything is still really stretchy. Like I was like, yes, these are gonna be good. I did not look up comps at the bins. I'm like, these are probably at least $30. No, they're way more than $30. When I went to list them, it was so hard to pick a price. Like some of them did sell around $30. But then there was some sold like 80, 90, 100, I think. So maybe not 100, because I ended up pricing mine at $89.95, which I feel like I would have priced mine on the high end because there just wasn't a lot listed, and I think mine was a pretty good looking one compared to some of the ones currently listed. So yeah, I picked 90, but they sold like same day I listed them, I feel like within just a few hours, definitely less than a day. So, and they sold internationally. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Germany, but I'll put it on the screen here where they're going. But yeah, so that being said, I feel like I could have probably gotten even a little bit more, but I'm very thrilled with a $90 sale in less than a day of being listed. That's awesome. At the bin, these don't even weigh a pound, so these don't even weigh 12 ounces. So these cost me $1.50 probably. So very, very cool sale. Definitely, I mean, that brand I guess is probably good. International Baggies. It's spelled B-A-G-G-Y-Z. But anything like with this cool pattern print, I would say look that up. So, all right, friends. Well, that is all I have for today. I got to run these upstairs, get them packed up into the post office before it closes. I think then me and Chris are gonna just take the boys swimming, have a little family swim night. And then this weekend's kind of busy with they have a Taekwondo belt test, birthday party, stuff with grandma. So yeah, I don't know what the exact next video is going to be. I am going to get that shoe video worked on this next week, but that might not be the very next video you guys see. So for whatever comes next, please stay tuned and I will catch up with you guys then. Bye.